we are. It's a little bit after 3, and this is another GPS, Guerilla Poetry Series. This one being number 14. I'd like to share a poem of mine recently published in Unquiet Desperation, the lit mag out of the UK. An elegy for the living. Now, when I myself hear that someone is dead, I simply shrug and say what the Tralfamadorians say about dead people, which is, so it goes. Kurt Vonnegut Jr., Slaughterhouse-5, 1969. Spending way too much time wasted sitting slouched in front of a computer screen when I should be doing things. A meaninglessness of existence. And for the last 3 days after news of Vonnegut's death, I've been out plastering telephone poles with posters reading Kurt Vonnegut, 1922-2007, with the image of the empty birdcage from his website at the www.vonnegut.com, and on the following days, Goodbye Blue Monday and Kilgore Trout was here, as a memorial and warning that one day every one of us will no longer be. So it goes. Yay, somebody else!
Wasn't sure. But it's sort of a song.
Alright.
And this is a whether or not memorial, not a war memorial. Alright? Whether or not memorial. So this is a whether or not memorial song. Good dead slaves go to heaven. Bad dead slaves go to hell. War and peace is not truth and peace. And nostrils are for smell. The letter Y, a compromise of 5 senses. Any Y's has 5 vowels. The letter X, a sacrifice. 20 digits is 20 consonants. That's all. Of war, where war is attained and maintained to a value of absolutely 0. And that the world is absolutely one. And the craziness and the queerness of 3 worlds, 1 war, 3 worlds, and no 13 floors, that's all superstitious bunk, right? So there's no one to blame for war. Everybody who has warfluenza is about as guilty of warfluenza as a baby born with the disease their mother had. So it's not about casting blames that animals don't do well in captivity that way. And, I believe the whole criminal court system is corrupting with the illegalities of what they do according to what they are expected to do. And furthermore, taxation is sort of a para-situation of revenumentation. So we have the host, Canada Revenue, and then we have this para-situation, more para-situation of taxation that we will eventually 0. So, end of counting money out, began and counting it back. That's all a runaround. So, that's about all. Thank you for your audio-visual attention. My name's Eddie, and that's a whether or not memorial. And you can see there that can be a 0, or that can be an O, and that 1s and I's and 0s and O's all coincide, as in options, choices, and voices, 1s and I's, O's and 0s, and we's, and e's, and me's, and 3's, and whether or not memorials like that.
Awesome.
Poem by Marge Piercy called My Mother's Novel from Warren's Poetry. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Who will probably not see this because she doesn't have the internet.
Mine
Married
neither.
academic women 10 years younger holding that microphone like a bazooka. Forgive me that I do some number of things that you fantasize but frame impossible. Understand, I am my mother's daughter, a small woman of large longings. Energy hurled through her, confined and fierce as in a wind tunnel. Born to a mean, harried poverty, cross-hatched by spidery fears, and fitfully lit by the explosions of politics, she married her way at length into the solid working class. A box of house, a car she could not drive, a TV set kept turned to the blare of football, terrifying power tools, used wall-to-wall carpeting protected by scatter rugs. Out of backyard posies permitted to fringe the proud hanky lawn, her imagination hummed and made honey, occasionally exploding in mad queen swarms. I am her only novel. The plot is melodramatic. Hot lovers leap out of thickets. It makes you cry a lot. In between the revolutionary heroics and making good home-cooked soup. Understand, I am my mother's novel daughter. I have my duty to perform. And that's the truth. You've probably heard this a million times back in the days of Bukowski's. Potatoes. She calls their skins jackets as though they were tiny, plump, bald men, limbless and subservient in their dusty brown suits. Under the cold, hard water in her sink, she handles them with care, like her lover's privates, like her own tender breasts, like the fragile, trusting words between sex and sleep. She does not cut their eyes out. She cannot bear the image of a knife protruding from a face, eye mucus dripping thick and wet like the juice of rotting vegetables. She places them gently in a heated oven. The small potato men rest, mute, inside their brown clothes as their white flesh becomes tender. She would rather eat something soft and complacent from the throat down than something hard and unyielding from the thighs up. She calls this brutality love. Old.
So this is Shriek. It's for Allen Ginsberg and Lionel Kearns. The most remarkable things happen when we find ourselves with our eyes half closed. To whom it may concern. You won't believe this, but I am no longer as pessimistic as I once was. However, I am also not as idealistic as I once upon a time was. I still have some adolescent urges. How hormonal. I still howl and cry, lamenting loss. I've seen sorrow and real happiness. I guess I still have a preoccupation with the past, with what could have been, etc., etc., etc. Now I'm temporarily pleased, my hands in my pockets. Life is precious.
Yay.
Yay.
I like
And
Are you rolling?
yeah.
Okay, hi, I'm Tiffany, and I'm going to read Good Times. My mama moved among the days like a dream walker in a field. Seemed like what she touched was hers. Seemed like what touched her couldn't hold. She got us almost through the high grass, then seemed like she turned around and ran. Right back in, right back on it.
Happy Mama's Day.
Woo!
Woo! Woo! Yeah, downtown.
Happy Mother's Day. Hopefully nobody sees this.
I'm for sure looking this up now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah, gonna be like,
Happy Mother's Day!
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day!
When we transcend the binary, we have transcended the binary. That's such a Mark Joel thing to say.